My apologies for being late. For being late. Hey, what's up, family? Hey, 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 hey. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Sorry, gotta get these on. All right, all right, all right. Hold on, hold on. Can you hear me? Let's go ahead and cut that off. Hey, 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 what's up, what's up? Hey, family. Hey, sis. Yes, ma'am. Pinned in now, pinned in now, pinned in now. Um, while I'm adding mom, I wanted to say why it's spiritual right fast. The reason why it's spiritual special ed. Good evening, mom. Good evening. I see everybody messages on a delay, but I'll fit and explain because let me be honest. Spiritual special ed. Some people don't know. Sometimes they have multiple personalities in the spirit. You think you hear from the spirit, and next thing you know, you hear something else, and you think that's the spirit, and that's you. And you're not dealing with your mental health issue. Good
Mhm.
evening, good evening, good evening, good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
As Malcolm said, as Malcolm said, get in here, get in here, get in here, get in here, get in here.
Good evening, everyone. How are y'all doing today?
Willow, family, why the
That's what
face?
I'm
Why the face?
saying. Is she okay? Hi, Cheryl. How are you, sweetie?
Yeah.
Mama, I can't
As you can see,
really
when
see.
you
I really can't see the comments, so you're more able
okay.
to see the comments.
Let's talk about my fault. Good evening. She was trying to say good evening, Marie. I can't say the last name, but you love me. Oh, I see you got something to drink. Hold up. Let me get my drink. I was trying to do all right and stuff.
Oh
Let
no,
me get my
you
drink.
gotta have a drink right there. You have to.
Oh, most definitely.
You
This
have
is
to.
what you call a special blend. Y'all don't let this tea fool y'all. I keep some rum. I don't keep nothing else. I keep the rum.
I gotta
But
do my watermelon.
I feel you. I feel you. Now that's
Tonight
funny.
is
I had
gonna be
the
an
earth.
interesting night.
And y'all, guess what? I'm following.
Hi,
I'm on the
Will.
following
Don't try
end
that.
tonight.
Don't try that, Mama. Don't even try that. Don't try. Don't try that. I'm following crud. Don't even try that. Don't try that. Okay. So me and Marmar were having, a couple of revelations and things like that through spirit. You understand? There was a lot of things that was brought up in certain conversations, okay, through groups and things like that. Okay, I don't know why they showing me TikTok. Through group conversations and things like that, meaning, people that were asking us certain questions. And we decided to do a live about it.
Mm-hmm.
What did they say? I'm trying to stay up. LOL. I saw it and I was like, okay. I missed this. I can't miss this. What? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So we decided to do a live about it. Okay. And what I would like to start off with is we all know what it is to go to someone to do a reading. Okay. Somebody may just see you and might read you out of nowhere. Someone can just you possibly go to someone and get a reading because you want certain things, clarity, and so on and so forth. Now, there's a lot of clairvoyant people that we do know personally that asked us this question, and it was so funny that we was asked this question because it's something that has happened to a lot of psychics, a lot of clairvoyant people. When you would have someone that you're doing a reading for, and they would try to read you. What do you guys' intake on that? What is your intake, Mama? Because we didn't even get to speak about that. We were just like, oh, we need to make a live about these topics that they're bringing up.
Not me. I always have stories, so I'm gonna put it like this. I've had it happen to me where people show up and they'll try to read me while I'm reading them, and I'm like, you paid for a reading. You're not gonna get a refund. And what I mean by that, if you showed up to read me and you paid to read me, then what was the purpose of me doing your reading? And I'll explain what I mean. Because in all honesty, when you come to get a reading, you're supposed to just come get your read. Not come and try to read the reader. Not come and try to read the person or, try to enter into their spirit. Because doing a reading, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I'm open to the spirit, but I don't open myself up for other people to read me while I'm doing a reading. I won't let you in. I will ask the spirits to keep you out on purpose, because the job is you paid me for a service, so I'm there to help you, not the other way around. Now, so happen the spirit give you a word and they let you bypass me and give me a word, so be it. I do have a receiving heart, but I do not have a receiving heart for you trying to get clout, for you trying to say, see, I can see too. As my nephew would say, the Me Too spirits, I don't need a Me Too. I don't need a Me Too. I can see you too, just like you see me. Because the question I want to know is why you come here. There's about 20,000 readers. Why you?
I'm so done. Because Shirley is crying. Has that happened to you before, Charles? Because I really want to ask a lot of people. You understand what I'm saying? Has that happened to you? People that you have done readings for, and then they turn around and try to read you. You understand what I'm saying? Honestly, a lot of people can't read me. They can't. They can't. Alex is laughing. A lot of people cannot read me. They try and try. Bonsoir, Jay Alexander. How are you, sweetie? They've tried and they've tried and they've tried and they've tried, and they would always get that shit wrong. There are times when people give me messages, and I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. If I don't put something up about what I'm doing, you understand what I'm saying? People can't read me. They can't.
True.
They can't.
Oh, I've even seen people try to do it while I'm on my live. I've seen people try to read me then. The Spirit will show me.
I've seen people try to read me too. And I just start laughing like, yeah, and I would just keep it pushing. Actually, yes. Shirley put actually, yes, and you will be surprised. Did that and was loud and wrong. This is why I like to tell people step by step. You have to go step by step. It's literally levels to this. It's literally a ladder to this. I've had people try to give me warnings like, oh, be careful for this, be careful for that. I'm like, sweetie, that's, you're not seeing me. You're not seeing me. That's some sort of malevolent spirit that's making you confused, thinking that you could see me. But you're not seeing me. You're not. So whenever you see people doing those things, just know that they're trying to get attention. Just know that they're trying to be more important, okay? Because they see that you have a certain gift that you can see. So in return, they try to show, in a sense, oh, wait, can I do that? Let me see. Mama, you would have to pin that. Pin what Wills put up. Thank you, Wills.
Okay, I got that one because I had the other one at first. I got that one now.
You pinned it? Okay.
Yes.
So, thank you, honey. So, let me tell you something. When I was growing up, and you could even ask Alex, it was my mother and my aunt that taught us how to read. Now, when they was doing readings for us and showing us what to do, excuse me, we stayed on our level. We didn't go above and beyond to try to show them that we can read until my aunt was like, you know what? Now I taught you to read. Now I want you to sit down and do a reading for me and show me. Let me see what you can do. Ask Alex. Ask Alex. When we were younger, that's what she had us do. And we sat there, beat the cards, and had, you know what I mean, Mama? We sat there, beat the cards, and had her sit there and listen to the read that she was asking us for. But to go above and beyond to try to show, well, I know what you know. Honey, nobody can scare me. If y'all could really see what walks with me, and you would have to be elite. When I mean elite, and I'm not, it's no lie, it's no bullshit, it's not even a game. You would have to be elite at all to see what walks with me. You would have to be elite to see what my next step is and what my next move is. And it's rare. Because when you walk with God, God will shadow. They will be afraid. God, truth. You see, Alex said truth. God will shadow you. People won't be able to see you.
The tarot cards will be looking all confused. I'm telling you, the divination will be just off.
I've seen people come with the dumbest shit. And trust me, I've had clients that will be like, oh, I saw this and I saw that. And I'm like, that's not for me. You're not seeing me. You're seeing something else. You're confused because you're not seeing me.
And then the first thing you say, I don't know why my car's looking like this. I do. You did an uninvited read. Now your cards are showing you how come you confused. Nobody asked you.
Oh my gosh. Stay humble. Stay humble. Good evening, James. I'm wondering if that ever happened to James. I can't with Rude Boy, Sean Guyton. Alex is cracking up.
Being honest, fam, I'm just being honest. Listen, I've had people come to me and swear to God they was on a high level and say they were reading me, and I'm over there like, sweetie, why? Just why? Why? I didn't even ask you. I didn't ask you for a read. I didn't pray up on a read. I ain't looking for nothing.
Just wrong and strong.
Yeah. And it did be confident with it. You should see my inbox. Be confident with it. And then wonder why you get ignored, why you don't get answers.
It's rare.
If you on that rare level, then we couldn't get your word.
It's rare that it happens to me. It's quite rare. You understand? Because it's rare, but it happens. And you will have people, like I had this specific client, child, she saw that I helped her all the way to the ends of the earth. When I mean this woman could not get herself a man, and I helped this heifer to the ends of the world. And because she saw that she was not beneficial to me, she was trying to show me that, oh, I dreamt this, and oh, I saw that about you, and oh, this is what you need to do. And I'm like, you're seeing the wrong person. You're not seeing me. Mm-hmm. That's utter confusion, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to seem like you're important. Like, I need you. But these are fictitious things. It's either you're making them up or you have a malevolent spirit that's showing you everything wrong because you're trying to see me and you really cannot see me. Mm-hmm. You can't see me.
Mr. John James said, if I had what happened to me.
Okay. Explain it, Mama.
Have you ever had someone come to you, you're doing a reading, but all of a sudden they want to read you in the middle of the reading?
You know, even you asking the question, it's so funny, because when we did that group chat and somebody brought that up, I was just like, that is a good topic to talk about. Mm-hmm. That's really a good topic to talk about. Mm-hmm. Exactly, Wills.
That's funny.
No, it is crazy. Because if you come to somebody for a read, which it doesn't happen while I'm reading the person, it doesn't happen. Because me, when I do my reads, I do what I have to do. I say what I have to say. You ask your questions, and that's it. Normally, it happens off of casual conversation. Or maybe they would contact me and tell me, oh, be careful for this, be careful for that. And I'm like, you're talking about the wrong person. Because if you know the kind of magic that I do, if you know the kind of magie that I do, the kind of protection that I put on people, but you think I'm not well protected if I can protect somebody else? So it's like those little bullshit warnings. It's like, come on. Yeah, it's that message is not for me. That message is not for me. It's really not.
True.
It's really not.
Good evening, randomly to me. Have you ever had somebody try to give you a reading while you're giving them a reading? That is the first topic for tonight. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because I know she thought her head on that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it's true. When you come to get a reading, come prepared to get your reading. Come prepared to hear from the spirits. And y'all, I'm gonna be honest. I have a lot of questions myself too. But do me a favor. Let the spirit actually speak. In my case, I don't need the background story until after your read. Mm-hmm. Please don't give me the whole story before your reading is even done. Because then I'm going to feel like you read yourself. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be sitting there wanting to know what's your point and what's your purpose for coming for the read. If you feel that you can read, and if you feel that the cards say this and the cards say that, then by all means, read for yourself.
Thank you, sis.
Pay for a reading?
Yep. Share the live. Yeah. Alex said, share the live. Sharing is caring. I learned that from Alex, because I remember when she used to say that to my nephew when he was like 4 or 5 years old. I learned that from her. Sharing is caring, okay? So sharing is caring, so share the live, because I would really like to hear from a lot of people. I'm very interested to know, have you ever had someone that you've done a read for, or you are their the person, their how do they call that again, Mom Marcus? You tend to use that advisor. You understand?
Yeah,
You're
spiritual
their
advisors,
advisor.
spiritual life coach.
You're their advisor, and then they want to turn around when this person is the one that really needs guidance. They want to turn around and act like they could read you. I need to know, has this ever happened to any of you guys?
Now I'm trying to read what she said. She said, "Can you hold on? Wait a minute, everybody come out. Hold on. So I go back up and read it. Can you, ladies, mention get anything about instances when you're just getting do? I understand that power is what they listen to, but how? Sorry. One thing about a duo live, boy, they really do it to you. Do you go about understanding them better, especially when you didn't know them when they were living? That's a good question.
You want to answer it, or you want me to answer
it? We
Share the
can
live,
both
please, because
answer
I'm
it.
sure there's more than 3 people, unless there's something going on with Facebook. Because I'm sure there's more than 3 people that are watching us.
It's 8 on my end and possibly more.
Okay.
But it's 8 on my end.
Because it's showing 3 right on top of yours. So it's probably slow on my end. Share the live, please. Stop being so stingy. Share the live.
And then I'm going to answer it like this. Usually when the spirit, I use Mama Dantor, if that's all right with her. When she first came to me, I literally sat down and said, good evening, Mama Dantor. Good evening, Madame Dantor. I'm not going to lie. I said Madame when I first started talking to her, and I asked her, how did she come about coming to me? I said, as far as the ancestors, I'm not going to lie. I was nervous when I talked to her. So I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. I was nervous as all get out. I was nervous as fuck. I ain't going to lie. I was nervous.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off, Marmar. I think she's more so asking about ancestors, meaning lineage, like bloodline. Let us know if that's what you meant, Mari. Let us know if that's what you meant. Are you talking about the laws, or are you talking about like your ancestors, meaning bloodline?
Because even with your ancestors, you got to sit down and have a conversation. You gotta. She said yes. She said yes. She meant ancestors. Even with your ancestors, if you don't know all of them, let me be honest. I ask questions. I will say good evening, and I will call the ancestor that I'm familiar with, because that ancestor's on the other side, so that ancestor know who all these other ancestors are. And I would ask them, is there any way that you can make it where I can get the history and get to know my ancestors? Also, I would ask, if that ancestor come to you, I would ask that ancestor, where do they know me from? Especially if I'm unfamiliar with the name, I'm familiar with who they are. And most of the time, that ancestor will let you know, but the thing of it is, you'll get confirmation. Somebody living and breathing in your family, or somebody living and breathing that is a friend or something, will pop up and say something about it, even if they're not. If you go get a reading, sometimes they show up just to let it be known you're not crazy. I was really standing there talking to you. I'm really your ancestor. But a lot of times that comes with you greeting your ancestors, saying good morning, saying good afternoon. You have to develop that relationship. And you also got to ask your family questions. If they don't want to answer the questions, there's Ancestry.com. There's so many sites that can help you with that, but there's also asking questions and allowing the spirit to set that up for you to get those answers, to get to know them. Because believe me, I have those that I don't know. And when they show up, I say good evening, good morning. Whenever they show up, how you doing? Like, I'm going to make y'all laugh. I had two ancestors on my dad's side. Don't know them. They stood there all day. Dead as doorknob, just stood there. It wasn't until about almost 5 o'clock, when my sister posted that two of my relatives had died that I didn't know. And I was like, really? Y'all just gonna stand there like that? And once I got their names, I called them by name. And they was like, that's me. We know you don't know us. But I had gotten my confirmation because I wanted to know who the two dead people was that was just standing there like that, not saying a word, not moving. And I don't want about my whole day because I didn't ask questions. I didn't say good evening, good morning, good night, how you doing, how your mama and them. Wouldn't say nothing until their name was said. Then they started talking. Then they started giving me backstory. And then my grandmother, a familiar ancestor to me, showed up. And the funny thing about it, my brother Tryron called me the next day talking about those ancestors. And that's how we got on the conversation that we did. So, so I'm telling you, the spirits will make sure that there will be a confirmation, but you have to be willing to ask those questions and not be afraid. And I don't mean ask them with an attitude. I don't mean cuss them out. I mean literally sit and politely ask. Because a lot of people think they can demand, just like Mom said, think you can demand something. And you demand yourself ask whooping. Just keeping it real.
Okay, so let me see the question one more time. Can you ladies mention anything about ancestors when you're just getting voodoo? I understand that prayer is what they listen to, but how do you go about understanding them better, especially when you didn't know them when they were living? Okay. What you can do is have an ancestral table. Okay. The easiest way that you can also communicate with your ancestors is if you just have an all-white table with a glass of water. If you have any pictures of any ancestors, grandmothers, anything that you can find, if you don't, because they deal with the most purest light, okay? And once you do that, you understand, you just ask and summons them. And most of the time, us Haitians, when we do that, we would do that on a Monday, okay? Or we would do that on a Saturday, okay? Especially for the gators, because they're the ones that's going to open the gate for them to come through to communicate with you, all right? Why is that, sweetie? But I'm going to wait for your answer, Maggie. So when you have that, you understand, when you want to have that connection with your bloodline, what you have to deal with is the Giddies. You have to deal with Bawon, you understand, and you ask him to open the gate for your ancestors to come through. All you would need is a white candle and a glass of water, okay? If you don't have any pictures, it's okay, it's fine. Just have a table with water and a white candle, okay? And you recite Psalm 23. You recite Psalm 23, and then you ask the Giddies to please reveal, let them come through and let them come and speak to me. Let them help me to be able to control the dream where I can ask them the questions that I need to ask. That is your best bet to get clear connection with ancestors. Because you see me, when I do something for the Giddies, I have my ancestors involved. That's when you would see the pictures of my ancestors on the table. That's when you would see food for them, because I would do something separately for them before I feed the Giddies, before I feed Bawon. So it's very easy for my ancestors to come to me. And there was one point in time where my husband actually had a dream that he saw a family member of my great-great-grandmother. Okay? And they even told him, they told my husband, they didn't even come to me. And it was so funny that they came to my husband, because my husband said, I saw a man that looked a lot like your brother. But when I asked him what his name was, this is the name he gave me. And he gave him the name of my great-great-grandmother. And my husband didn't even know my great-grandmother's name. And when he said that, I said, okay. And he told my husband, I'm very hungry. So that was a sign for me that okay, they know it's to come. They know that I'm preparing what I'm preparing. And when I recite everybody's name, when you are feeding your ancestors, you recite every ancestor's name that you know of. And at the end of the prayer, you said, I am respecting those that I am respecting those that I mentioned and those that I did not mention, because you're not going to know all their names. Okay? The ex-wife was my grandmother. Wait, okay. Because my grandmother, the Bokor, has been popping up as Bamo, but I don't trust him. And every time I try, hold on, it's like these messages. Mama, can you? Okay, I'm trying, like.
Okay, I scroll back up. Because my grandmother, because my grandfather, the Bokor, has been popping up as Barum or Barum, but I don't trust him. And every time I try to get his ex-wife, there's always some handle to reach her the makeout. Let me know if I understand you correctly. You saying that Facebook acting up. Oh, okay. So tell me if I understand you correctly. Basically, you saying that your grandfather as Bokor showed up and as Bawan, but you don't trust him. Then you can't make it out. Am I understanding it correctly, or do I got it wrong?
There are spirits that will come in people's faces that you don't really deal with. And I hate when they do that, because I just curse the spirit out and not even know it's the spirit. I'm thinking it's the actual person that's in my dream. And when I wake up, I'm like, I'm sorry, please don't use that face again. Because I don't deal with this person, and you're using somebody's face that I don't deal with. So you're liable to get cursed out. That's what happened to me. Did I piss off? I'm blocked from seeing that comment. Hate when they do that. I know, Cheryl, I hate when they do that. When they use somebody's face that I do not care of, I start cursing them out.
Arita, I won't even speak in the dream. I don't care what you say.
No, I will curse the person out. Like, why are you here? I'm not trying to deal with you in that kind of aspect. Like, get out of here. Like,
right.
Bye.
Because my thing, I'd be like, we don't rock. Why are you here? I'd be asking the question like the lady asked Ike, why she here, Ike? Why she here?
Something else that I would like to talk about, okay? Something else that I would like to talk about, okay? Because for some reason, the spirit is talking in my ear and they're telling me certain things to talk about. When you have someone as a client that goes to many people, don't deal with that person. And I'm speaking to my spiritual children. I'm speaking to whoever is watching this live. When you have a client that is jumping from practitioner to practitioner, do not deal with that person. Please do not. Do not. Good evening. Greetings, Miss Yvette. Do not.
Evening.
Do not. Because this person won't know if the work that you did for them worked or if it was somebody else that. Be careful.
Right.
And also, when it comes to people that want free work from other people and they're doing the work for you, be very careful. Because if you don't pay for that work, you don't know what that person is asking of you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know.
That is the
okay. You don't know what that person is asking of you when somebody's doing free work for you.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be very, very, very careful for people. Okay, I'm using my laptop. All right, honey, we're just waiting for your questions or whatever you want us to answer. But please, if you have somebody that's hopping around, that's going from this person to that person, this person to that person, stop dealing with that person. Because they're not going to know if your work worked for them or if somebody else. Stop dealing with that person. Excuse me. When I meet people that are like that, I stop dealing with them. That's just a waste of my time and my energy.
And I just want to add to that, because especially if you're doing spiritual work, if that person's working with a different spirit, you're working with a different spirit, that's a conflict of interest already. That really is. That's a conflict of interest already, because you got two spirits that they perhaps don't know each other. So you cause an argument over getting your blessing that you didn't have to cause. And another thing, God ain't got no 40 different words and no 40 different directions for one way for you to go.
Did you see what Jay Alexander put up? A big pet peeve of mine is when someone asks the same question over and over, hoping for a different answer than what I told them. Leave that person alone.
Change their mind. Like Spirit just gonna say, all right.
Yeah, let's change it. Leave that person alone. Obviously, they do not believe in the work that you're doing. Because if they have to keep asking the same questions over and over again, let them come to find out. Thank God. Thank God that hasn't happened to me. And Lord, please don't let it happen to me, because I will completely ignore that person.
It's happened to me.
It's happened to me.
It's happened to me one too many times. Let me tell you something. Spirit didn't change his mind yesterday. He ain't gonna change his mind tomorrow. You better change your energy if you want him to change. If you want the spirits to change their mind, change your damn energy, please. Go in a different direction. Because other than that, you're not going to get a change of heart or mind, especially if your energy is like that.
That means that they're doubtful. They're insecure on whatever work that you're doing for them, and they're doubtful. So once they're doubtful, it's going to be a little hard for, not really. Oops, what you said. I'm done. Oops, what you said. It's that they're just doubtful off of the work. And if they're doubtful, then they need not deal with you. They need not deal with the spirits.
And see, Hugo and James, I have to agree with you. Yeah, that's why they go. But they know that 40 different words for one situation is not going to work. What you going to do? Go north, south, east, and west? The spirit got one set of directions. Why are you going? And I'll be honest, if you're going to true readers, they're all going to say the same thing. So you're just paying your money. You're just going around in a circle for nothing. Absolutely nothing. When you just do what the spirit said do.
The ones that I'm more frightful about is the ones that ask people for free work. When you let people do free work for you, I'm telling you this right now, you have to be careful, because you did not pay for that work. And what will happen, you don't know what this person is asking of you because they're doing that work. You don't know the consequences that you may suffer because of that free work. Be careful. Stop going from person to person, because that can bring you utter confusion, number one. Number two, if they're doing free work for you, you don't know what repercussions is going to come from that, because you didn't pay for the work. People will tell you what you want to hear because they want your money. There's a lot of people that are like that.
Say that. Say that.
There's a lot
Preach.
of people that are like that. And I was telling somebody a story not too long ago, and she started, when I told her the story, I said her, and come to find out, she wanted to break up somebody's marriage. And she was telling me, oh, just tell me you don't know how to do the work. And she got me so pissed off. I said, you know what, ma'am? You're right. I don't know how to do the work. I was like, you have a nice day. And I just hung up the phone. Because it's not that I don't know how to do the work. I'm not going to do the work. And that's what I told her. I said, no, I'm not going to do that work for you. Because if he loved you, he would be with you. He wouldn't have a wife and a child with her. Because of lust, you want me to break up somebody's marriage because you want that person. That is your business, unfortunately. Oh, well, do you know anyone that can do it? In the back of my mind, I'm like, yes, I do, but I'm not going to. I told her no. Because I'm not going to be a part of that. Regardless, whatever malicious thing you want to do, you do it on your own incognizance. I'm not going to be involved in it. And she was like, well, just tell me you don't know how to do the work. I said, I told you I know how to do the work, but I'm not doing it. Oh, well, just let me know that you don't know how to do it. I said, okay, you're right, ma'am. I don't know how to do it. I said, you have a nice day. Goodbye.
And to be honest, you have to be careful what work you do for people. You don't want that same percussion. That's why it's important to check with the spirits before you do any kind of work. Because if you don't want that in yours, why do it to somebody else?
First off, any work that I do, I'm going to ask the spirit if they're going to do the work. Any work that I do. Any love work, any prosperity work, because I want to see if I'm dealing or if I'm going to be crossing with your karma. I don't know if you're going through this because of a karma. And I'm not going to take your karma for you. I'm not going to fight your karma. I'm not going to deal with your karma. So I need to make sure that this is not something that came from karma as to why you're going through what you're going through. So once I ask the spirit, are they going to do the work? Some say yes. Some say nope. We're not going to deal with that. And I'll let them know. No, it's not gonna work because I'm not going to have you waste your money.
Exactly.
Wait, Miss Yvette said, I turn away folks often that want manipulative work done. Shake my head. That part, Miss Yvette. That part. Because karma's a bitch.
Truth.
Karma is a bitch. If you're not trying to bring love and light to somebody's situation or protection to an innocent person that is being maliciously attacked, I'm not doing, Boo back Marmar years ago, I had a man that inboxed me, oh yes, I need a reading. And I was so happy he inboxed me exactly in these words. I need a reading done because there's a woman that I want her money. I said, oh, you're going to have to go to somebody else for that reading because I'm not doing it. Like you trying to be a whole gigolo and you want me to do a reading for you so that you can see if I can do work on a woman to give you money. And y'all, if y'all would have seen his profile picture.
I'm dead. But you know, I have to be honest. When I was younger, I used to do that stuff. I would go ahead and do your work until I started reaping. Because I didn't get the experience. See, I'm gonna give it to you from a different point of view, from making that mistake and having to go back and undo it and live out karma, unjust karma, because I did something for somebody unjustified. That's why it's important to check with the spirits, because people will lie to you too. People will lie to you. People will tell you, oh, this what happened, and next thing you know, the spirits reveal later that's not what happened. And then they look at you like you went for it. And now you paying for stuff that you should have stayed out of. And then I've had people to tell me, I want this and I want that and I want this and I want people to pay. And some of them I didn't even bother with
Mm-hmm.
that. But I've been there. When I was younger, I had to learn those lessons. Got older, now you ask me, and I don't mean no harm. If you ask me some stuff that the spirit say no to, I don't care. I don't care how much you paying.
Mm-hmm.
I'll turn you down.
Mm-hmm. Calm as a bitch, I'm telling you. Wait, what did Will say? What did Will say?
Hold on, strolling back up.
Hi,
Thinking of
Alana.
what
How are
you
you, sweetie?
called. Wait a minute. Y'all forgive me, but Facebook something else when they do this. Thinking of what you called me the other day, Nisha, touching
Clutching my pearl.
what?
What is it? What did I say the other day? What is it? What did I say the other day?
Hey, Alana, what up, sis?
What did I say, Wills? What did I say the other day? Shirley put especially domination spells. Hate that because I've been there and I will not. I will not. Don't. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh
Oh, she
yeah. Oh
said,
yeah. You are karma. You already know that, Wills. You are somebody's
oh,
karma. Yes. When they do people
I'm just
wrong.
gonna laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna laugh.
Mm-hmm. Wait, Shirley said especially domination spells. Hate that because I've been there and I will not don't this to my fellow woman. And I will not do this to my fellow woman. I've done domination spells and it all depends on the situation. Okay? Because if somebody's being wrongfully bullied, because there was a
Mhm.
lady that came to me for a reading, and when I mean her business partner was such a horrible person, and I'm, well, sweetie, you're gonna have to kind of put her under your foot. You're gonna have to, for her to hear you, because she's so pig-headed, you're gonna have to do a somewhat of a domination spell.
Mhm.
So it all depends on the situation. You understand? But can
Yes.
you see this? See what?
Do me a favor, because everybody was typing. Copy and paste your comment and put it back here. You might have to go out of the live to do it. But that way you don't have to rewrite.
But like I
No.
stated, be careful. Wait, what did Wills put up? Now karma is a bitch.
Well.
Well,
Yep.
LOL. And surely I understand because I feel that way about free will being taken away. It all depends about the situation. Okay? When it comes to a
There we go.
domination
Again,
spell,
bullying.
it all
Because if you've
depends.
been bullied, disrespected, yeah, I'll do a domination spell too and make that person stop bullying you.
Sit your ass down. Sit down. Mm-hmm.
If
To
you,
make it that
I
person
would
stop
do a
bullying you
public.
and stop publicly disrespecting. Oh yes, honey. Sit your
Mm-hmm.
ass down and be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I
I don't like
would do one.
bullies. I don't believe in bullies. I don't like them. If this woman
Mm-hmm.
was so quiet, so respectful, so calm, and she was crying when I actually saw what was going on with her, and it was sad. And I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have to dominate her ass and make her sit down because she
Mm-hmm.
couldn't get herself out of the situation, but she was honestly being bullied.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but
And
like
if
I
you and
stated before,
your boss talking to you crazy, I'll do one.
mm-hmm,
Sure.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But like I stated, please be careful. Hi, Stephanie, sweetie. How are you?
What's up, fam?
Be careful for people that are going from person to person to person. If you have a client that is jumping from one practitioner to the next, be
Mm-hmm.
careful for that person because they may pay you to do a job and they don't know who actually helped them with that job because they're going from one person to the next, and that brings confusion. If you have one
And
person that is
problems.
working for you, keep it that way. If it's working out for you, keep it that way. But if you're going from person to person to person to person, excuse me, if the work works out for you, you're not going to know who did it because you're jumping from one practitioner to the next, and you have to be careful for that because it brings a lot of confusion. Okay. Mm-hmm. And also, if people are doing work for you for free and you're not paying for the work, you have to be careful because you don't know what kind of work this person is really doing. You don't know what this person is asking for from you, because they could use that against you and say, well, you know what? I actually did the work for $10,000. You asked me to do the work and I did it. So they can have you go work for that money. Oh, I've seen it, honey. I've seen situations where people would do work for somebody and they would have you go work your ass off to give them their money. And you wouldn't even know. And they would overpay. They would overcharge you for work that was so simple. This is why oh yes, I've seen it. Do not take free work from people because you don't know what consequences you're going to be suffering for that free work. You don't know.
True. And then also, you don't know if they're messing up your prosperity, if they're putting a roadblock. You don't know what they're doing.
Mari, why you putting never mind? Mari put never. Oh, okay. Yo, literally rewrote what I want to ask, and yet again, I'm jumping hurdles whenever it comes to asking about my grandmother. I didn't see the comment. Did you see the comment, Mama? No, I didn't see the comment, sweetie.
I did, but it was so many people that was commenting that I didn't get a chance to read it.
Let me see. Okay, hold on. Okay, I think I see it. Okay. So what was I saying is that when Bao appeared to me, he appeared using my grandfather's face, the Bokor. Got that? But I'm more interested in my grandmother, his ex-wife, who was a Makut. Okay, so she was a Mambo Makut, if I'm not mistaken, because, hold on. No. Because in real life, my grandfather wasn't a good person. But every time I try to get her information, it's like I have to jump through hurdles, like in the Olympics. Chill. Okay. So is this your biological, because you're saying his ex-wife, this is your biological grandmother? Because if you know her name, okay, if a family member can give you her name, you would have to do something, because if she's in the dark, all right, you would have to do something, a prayer for her to be able to step into the light to come and speak to you. Because if she's in the dark, then it's going to be hard for her to come through to you. Is this your biological grandmother? Sound like a blockage. Exactly. That's right, Shirley, because I'm trying to understand if this is yes, my biological grandmother. Do you know her name? You don't have to put her name up here. Please don't do that, because I don't know who could take her name and do whatever.
Yes or no?
Do you know her name?
Yeah, just say yes or no.
Yeah, just say yes or no, because if you know her name, then you can call her no ma'am. That's kind of hard. That's where it gets sticky.
Yeah.
That's where it gets sticky. See, I don't know if you're willing to go all the way to, somebody has to know her name and give you her name. Because if you don't know her name, let me tell you something about people's names. When you know someone's name and you have an actual power, there are certain things that you can do with that person's name. Okay? That's why no one knows God's real name. Because if you knew his real name, then you would be able to control God. That's why no one knows his real name, because God knew what he was doing. Okay? No one knows God's real name. Okay? Just like when it comes to a demon that you're trying to cast out of someone, they never like to give you their name, because once you get the name, you can do certain things to control the demon. A name is very important. Yes, I'm willing to go back to Haiti. Go to Haiti, see if you can get any kind of records of a marriage certificate. Do you know your grandfather's name? You should know. Yes, sis. You already know, Alex. Alana, when it comes to Haiti, it's not really that easy to just go to like obituary and a child. Haiti is so upside down. She would have to go to Haiti and go to a records office to see if she can see a marriage certificate. Okay, so good, Molly, because you know his name. You can definitely go, and it's sad because, you know, you would have to go to Haiti to get her name and her information. Do you know where she's buried? Because something traumatic, you know what I'm saying, happens to someone, sometimes the spirit is still walking. Yeah, it is. Alana, it's so sad. Like, it's like, oh. Like if somebody was to do ancestry.com, it's like, it's just when it comes to being Haitian, it's like, please, good luck. You would have to go to Haiti for all of that. But yeah, you would
it's the
have to
same
go to
way
Haiti.
with Jamaica. You would have to go over. You couldn't just nah.
Okay, so something tragic happened to her. Ooh, don't play. No. So that's what I was kind of feeling, because when a spirit is walking, sometimes it's kind of hard for the spirit to come talk to you. You would have to do something to put her spirit in the light. And it's best that you know her name from birth, not married name, because let me teach you guys something. Even if you're married, it's always best to do work for yourself with your maiden name, the name that you were born with, not a married name. Okay, you see, I'm married, but when I do things spiritually for myself, I use my maiden name, the name that I was born with, the name that is on my birth certificate. Okay, so you would have to find out her name so that you can call her by name to release her spirit into the light. He buried her in an unmarked grave. And yes, it was traumatic. So sorry, sweetie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, because I felt like there was a disconnection for some reason. I'm trying to understand what's the disconnection, and she's still walking. You understand what I'm saying? So, because of that, my love, there's no way unless, and it would, you know, it's like my heart is palpitating. I'm sorry. Unless, and that would be very hard to really, I wouldn't even suggest for you to do that. Listen, just get her name. All right. You would have to go to Haiti to get her information. If family members are not trying to give you her name, you know what I mean? That's horrible. That's so horrible. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you would have to go to Haiti to get that information. She just literally broke my heart. And all her kids, including my mother, get real hush when it comes to her, but she won't leave me alone. So you're feeling her energy. Is that what you're saying to me? You're feeling her energy? Mama, I didn't say let's start this read.
Yep, yep, yep. That's why I said, oh, is that what they calling it?
So wait a minute. So you're feeling, how do you know it's her? Are you feeling, do you see her by dream? Are you feeling, if you do see her by dream, please ask her. If you know that's her, ask her her name.
Mm-hmm.
Ask
Because
her.
she'll be willing to give it to you.
Mm-hmm. Ask her. Whatever ancestor that comes in your dream, ask them your grandmother's name. What is her name? What is my grandmother's name that was married to so and so? What is her name? If she is having the dream, then can she ask her in the dream? Then yes, yes.
Yes,
If she's
yes,
seeing her, ask her.
yes.
Ask her, what is your name? Please, can you give me
Mm-hmm.
your name? Yeah.
And 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 try to remember the name when you first wake up. Write
Write
it
it down.
down.
Write it
Write it
down.
down very quickly so
Write it down.
that you don't.
Write it down. Write her name down so that you can bring her more into the light.
Mm-hmm.
She has, okay. She has the face of Marie-Laure. Okay, hold on.
French
She
singer.
has the face of Marie-Laure. Okay, it's like, give me a second. I'm trying to read your thing. Marie-Laure. Okay. There's a lot of typing going on, so I'm just missing the.
Okay. I'm going to continue where you left off. French singer, and for some feeling, she. Wait a minute, Jesus.
Familiar,
She always.
but when I ask my what family to get real, hush and run. Obviously, she has a lot of information for you. Obviously, she has a lot of unlocked and unhidden situations that happen that she's trying to enlighten you about. And this is probably the reason as to why your family doesn't want to talk about it and they want to run from it, because she has very informative information that needs to be given.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Okay. So she has a lot of informative information.
That, yeah, she could invite her to the table. You're right, Willow. Because that's a slick way to get her to come sit down. Because Mom, I'm gonna say this, something that when you told me to do the feast for my ancestors, I didn't have the feast, but I did fix a plate, fix a couple of plates, and put it there.
Mm-hmm.
But when I called my ancestors, after calling everybody's name that I knew and calling known and unknown, they came to the table. I had some unknown ancestors that did appear,
Mm-hmm.
and I did get their name.
Mm-hmm.
They showed up in dreams. They showed up in different manners. So yeah, you can call them to the table
Mm-hmm.
and simply get them to sit down. It is a slick way of getting them to the light.
Mm-hmm. And she can make food for them, especially around Geddes time. I mean, you can do it anytime that you want to. You understand what I'm saying? But especially Geddes time, that's when a lot of Haitian people, they would put ancestral pictures, they would put names, they would say, you know, any messages that you guys have for us, the ones that we know and the ones that we did not mention. Excuse me, this is who we did this for. And a lot of the times I would do that a week before I'm going to do a feast for Giddy. You understand? I would put food that I know that they would eat. I would put coffee. I would put
Mm-hmm.
sweet coffee, coffee with no sugar, you know, coffee with nothing on it, like, you know what I mean? And there's some of them that drink coffee with salt. You understand? So those 3 coffees is the best thing to do. You understand? You would put milk on the table. You would put a glass of water. Anything that, you know, you would put a shot of rum out on the table. You would put cigarettes, cigars, because you don't know who smokes cigarettes. You don't know who smokes cigars. You don't know who smoked pipe. You don't know who drank white rum. You don't know who drank dark rum. So all these little things you would put on the table, you know, white rice, you would put fish, you know. But me, when I do it, I would have to do Arabic food, and then I would have to do Haitian food. And trust me, trust and believe, throughout that whole week, you will have dreams about ancestors that you've never seen before. Okay? You would just have to know to ask them their name and who they are. Okay, so a lot of the times we would put like boiled provisions on the table, like boiled yams, you know, plantains, you know, things that the Caribbean ancestors would normally eat. Okay, so you would just put simplistic things on the table, all right, to feed your ancestors with a white candle. You would have a list of people that you've known that passed away, and then at the end of it, you would say, I'm praying for those to be in the light so that they can keep me in the light. I'm praying for them to be in the light. I'm praying for them to be closer to God, because I don't need my ancestors to be in the dark. Okay, because when your ancestors are in the dark, you also are in the dark. The flesh of my flesh, the bone of my bone, the blood of my blood. I've done ceremonies like that for people.
Hey, Willow, write that out in the chat.
Hi, Miss Sue. How are you, sweetie?
Good evening. Good evening. I love you. Willow, write that out in the chat. I seen it. I just can't click it, but write it out in the chat.
So that's when you'll have ancestors that will come to you and reveal themselves to you. And be mindful to do it with your heart, body, and soul, because these are your ancestors under God. Because me, I respect my ancestors wholly and solely, because under God, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. I wouldn't be here. So I don't leave them.
Randomness of me. I'm sorry to interrupt, Mom. Write that out in the chat, please.
She's like, what?
I saw it. I saw your text. Please write that out. Randomness of me is also my godchild as well. Write that out for me, please. She heard a name from Marie. So I was asking her to write it out in the live. Thank you. This one here, this is a dirt reader right here. And the reason why I asked you to write it out, because she can start there and ask that question. She can start there. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Mom.
No, it's okay, sweetie. No, it's okay. It's okay. So you have to feed your ancestors. You have to honor those who were there before you, who trailed the way for you to be here. So you have to feed your ancestors. You cannot leave your ancestors in the dark, because when you leave your ancestors in the dark, you're in the dark. You're in the dark. Because when I was younger, I used to ask a lot of questions. Oh, whose name is this? Whose name is that? And as far as my great-great-grandparents, I know their names. I've had dreams about them. I've had them come to me and talk. My great-great-grandparents. Okay? So, no problem, honey. No problem, Molly.
And you know what's funny? Now, I know my great-grandmother's name. Now, my grandfather, I have got to, a great-grandfather, I got to find a way to get that. but my grandparents, I know their full names.
Mm-hmm.
And
I even know my
do.
great grandmother's name because I like to
See,
ask questions. When I was young, I would always ask questions. And I have a
but see, I know
big
what you
connection with
always do.
Gedenibo. That's my boy right there,
Mhm.
Gedenibo. And he would give me
But
certain answers. Hmm?
oh wow.
Hmm?
But
Gedenibo?
like her, like my family did not want to answer those questions. I will have to talk to Mr. Gedde and say, sir, can I get a name? Can you help me?
Yeah, Stephanie, but if something tragic happened to that person, it's a little hard for them to communicate with the living because if they're being hidden and their name is not being recited, it's like they're almost being forgotten because obviously something tragic happened as to where nobody is talking about this individual person. So it's almost like they're being erased and for the energy of the spirit is very low. The energy of the spirit is very low. So she would need to bring her into the light to give her, you know what I'm saying, power and energy. Oh, wow, Wills. Oh, that's just, I feel like crying.
Let's see.
Wow. You never know. Mari, just write these names down, okay? Because you never know, okay? Write the name down and see if you can reach out with those names. Is it okay that they're putting the names on there, or would you rather them inbox you? I
You just have to go to
can't
the
see them.
request.
Oh no, I was speaking in general about learning. Wait, Stephanie said, "Oh no, I was speaking in general about learning ancestors' names." Okay, I'm in tears. Girl, I'm trying so hard not to cry my damn self. Like, hello. I didn't know that this was going to be a very emotional live. I really did not. And you remember when we were about to start the live, I said, all right, Mama, let's go ahead and start this read. And I said, okay, wait. I said, read. I said, I'm sorry. I guess it's going to be a reading. But I said,
Right?
no, start this live. But I don't know if it's a name. See a place. Hmm.
Uh, but do start that conversation. Do start that conversation. Do start that conversation.
This is what I love about the community of people that, you know, is just, we are a caring community, and whatever we can do to help, we will. Please inbox me. I can't see the names anymore in the chat. Okay. Can you please
Just
inbox for the information? You know, if any names that they're seeing. Marmar.
just me. Huh?
Oh, okay, because you were like electronic. Am I looking okay myself? Like, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
This is the first time I've been on this live and it ain't messed up in all this time, so I'm grateful
I
and
will.
thankful.
I will. Shanagu. That's what I love and respect about the community of people that we deal with. You know, we showing love and, excuse me, and just guidance to others, because that's what it should be in life. It's just to help and show guidance to others.
I don't know if this will help you. Put one single cigarette out, preferably menthol. Preferably
Stephanie
menthol.
said the
Put
live is
one single
lagging.
cigarette. Okay. I don't know if this will help you or not, but put one single cigarette out. When you do the candle in the water, put one single cigarette out for her, please. I wasn't trying to get in. I wasn't trying to get in this. I was trying to stay over here in the corner with me and my special blend. Yeah,
Papa get the bel
that's why I was saying.
garçon. Get any bel garçon. If you go out and come back, if you go out and come back and you see the comments, I had the same issue. Habillé tout en blanc, ou la monté en palais. Papa Gede, Gede Nibo.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Wait. Rude. Left out. Oh, okay.
Okay, so obviously there's something wrong.
Okay. Or yeah, tell y'all can inbox me and I'll shoot it to her. Oh, I'm going to. I'm going to. I got you. I'm just trying to wait till I don't have so many people coming in and out of the house before I start that. Because once I go, that's it. I'm gone.
Quase Simbo.
Okay. And Mom, you are right. She is definitely in the dark.
Yeah, she's in the dark.
She is definitely in the dark. It's a little thick. Little thick. Like I said, I was trying to mind my business. I was trying
I'm
to be
done
brisk with the
with
wrong.
you.
That's what I was trying to
I'm done with you. Yeah, but she
do.
needs the light. That's why it's always good to do prayers for your ancestors, to talk to your ancestors, because that's what keep their spirit strong. That's what keep their spirit alive. Is when you're always constantly saying, thank you so much. I know you're here. I see you. I feel you, because you'll feel them. But yeah.
Ooh, Lord, she's very tired. She's very tired.
Are you trying to read into that child? Because that takes a lot of energy. Because I feel it get
I
when
wouldn't
you
try.
go around and I'm like, get it. You're going to have to calm down.
To be honest, I wasn't trying. I was really trying to just drink this. I really was. Until the spirit made an appearance in the
Mm,
dark.
yeah. So
So
once you know
please,
the name,
ooh,
once she
yeah.
knows her name, um, yeah. So obviously she wants you to reveal what's going on, Molly. You understand? And for people to know her story, she wants to tell you her story in detail rather than the little clips that you've heard. She wants to tell you the story. Because whoever gave you the information, it was information that was not all the way 1,000%. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And she wants her story to be told.
Rather than this with me, I will pass all of that info you text me on to her. So glad you live in San Antonio. I'm gonna call you. Yeah, I'm gonna pass all that on to her. But I will say this. Don't give up either. Don't give up. For her sake, don't give up. I'm I'm telling you now, don't give up. Because the information will come. Don't give up. For her sake. For your grandmother's sake,
No,
don't give
she's
up.
going to get her name because everything is
Mm-hmm.
going to be revealed. That's why I said she wants her to tell her story. She wants people.
Okay.
She wants her. Her grandmother wants her to tell people the story because she's the one that's going to find out what happened. Because
Mm-hmm.
whatever little information that you got, it wasn't detailed information. It wasn't everything that was given properly because they themselves don't really know. So you
Mm-hmm.
will get the information. You will receive that information. That's why she's coming to you. And that's why I said it's very important that you need her name, because once you say her name, she will come to you in full effect.
Yes.
Child, that's
Yes.
a movie right there. That's a movie right there. So yes, you will um you will get her name. So that's why she wants to come to you for that information,
Mm-hmm.
to give you that information.
And everything that everybody is sending me, I will send to you.
In all actuality, she was more dangerous than your grandfather. She was more dangerous. And that's why that happened.
Ruthless. Ruthless.
That's why that situation happened, Molly, because she was more dangerous. She was more dangerous. Um, it would be quite interesting if they actually called you after her. I don't know. It would be interesting. Uh, uh,
I'll put it like this. If she sell horses on the roof, go outside and see the horse.
it feels so dreadful right now.
I know that.
It's almost like a mystery that you want to solve. It feels like so dreadful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Am I the only one that's feeling drained right now?
Mm-hmm. I really just want to. I was feeling, ain't working for.
Exactly. That's the way I'm feeling, Willow. That's the way I'm feeling, Willow. Like Shirley said, see the M. We were picking up Alana. Ah, see? Because I wouldn't be surprised if you were called after her. That can possibly be a reason as to why she's coming to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling saddened. Was very high when I came. That's the way I felt too. Like, yeah, you know, be careful for this, be careful for that. You know, no, I am getting some things for Papa Legba and Esli Fuera. No, I am getting some things for Papa Legba and Esli Fuera. Okay. I feel like down.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Sometimes when these spirits come in, it be that way. It be that way, especially when stuff happens to them. It be that way, and
That's the energy you're picking up. Willow is picking up on her energy. Yeah, Willow is picking up on her energy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what it is too. It's like I'm picking up on her energy, and not only her energy, but I'm seeing like the gates, you know what I'm saying, of the cemetery. And it's like Getty Nebo is trying to open the door, and I'm just seeing devil dogs. So I'm like, okay, Getty, please don't start. Because once I start seeing that, I know it's them. Alana said, I'm not drained. Because you're not picking up on her energy. She must not be around you. Oh my gosh. It's like everything feels still in here, like still. And it's the spirits that are doing it. Still. And that's definitely the dead. Papa Gidi Belgasson, Gede Nibo Belgasson, habillé tout semblant. Pour la monter en palais, Papa Gidi Belgasson, Gede Nibo Belgasson, hey, habillé tout noir. Aïe, aïe, aïe. Yeah. That's what I'm feeling. Miss Sue said your candle is dancing. I see a heart-shaped flame. Oh, me too. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I see it right here. Right here.
Yep. Right there.
That's crazy. The dead will definitely, Alex said the dead will definitely make you feel how they are feeling and how they passed. Yes. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. You will feel the energy of the spirit. You know what I mean? Yes, that is so true. Randomness. Yes, that is so true. The spirit dance when you sing. Thank you, love. And it's like once, you know, once Molly asked that question, it was just like the first thing that happened is that my heart started racing, like, and I'm like, okay. And sometimes spirit will make you feel that, like they will make you feel the impact of what happened to them. You know, because when you're an empath, and you get a certain, you know, you receive certain information from somebody when it comes to someone that tragically passed away. It's like you start to feel what that person felt, you understand, before they passed. And that's why Willow is saying that she feel the roaming. I saw the darkness, like, you know, just constantly walking. And it's like, okay, there's no love that was shed. There was no remembrance that was given. There's no light that's being given to her spirit. So that's why it's a little hard for her to come through the way that she needs to come through. So once she finds out that name, you know what I'm saying? it'll just break open the gates. You know what I mean? So that she can see the real story, so that she can tell her children who this person was, you know, and that's very important because as a mother, you're holding a child in your stomach and you have children, you know, a mother should always be honored regardless because she didn't have to carry you. Okay, so a mother should always be honored regardless to the things that they've done. You know what I mean? And I know for some people it's very hard to say that because with certain experiences with mothers, you know, we may not agree with certain things that they've done but they held you in their stomach for 9 months and fed you in their stomach. So you always have to give some sort of respect, you know. So
I can say from experience, I didn't have the greatest relationship with my mother.
Nor do I.
She worked 2 jobs. She took care of me. She was there, and I will say this.
No, I love my mother, but she's a narcissist. But I love her because she carried me in her stomach, and I respect her for that. But she's quite a narcissist. So
I feel you. I feel you.
A spoiled narcissist.
I'm at the end of my bottle, and I'm looking around like, really, you left it over there?
Spoiled narcissist.
I met some of those.
Yeah. She's very spoiled. It's all about her. But I'm still grateful to her for giving birth to me and my brothers and sisters. Same would love 10 more minutes. I can't with you, sister. Oh, Alex, you already know what it is. We love her. We do. We respect her. But she's a spoiled narcissist. Spoiled narcissist. She's like SB Fuera and / Norton. She's very powerful, though. That's one thing I can say about her. Whatever she wants, she does get. She gets it.
Wow.
Whatever she wants from us, she gets it. Nothing is ever good enough, just like Fuera. Love you, mama, but you know that's what it is. Nothing is ever good enough. It's like, okay, thank you, and can I get this? It's like, really? I just gave you that. But yeah.
Oh, that sounds familiar. That sounds
familiar. Very, very spoiled narcissist. She's very, very powerful, though. Scared because stuck. It's like she is stuck between. Bless her. That's what Willow said. Oh, Tamar said I was holding my breath. Yeah, it's very hard when someone passes away tragically.
True.
It's very hard when someone passes away tragically. She does have a very strong spirit. I will say that. She has a very strong spirit. It's just that there's certain blockages that are there. You understand, with her communicating with you. But she does have a very strong spirit. Honestly, if you were by me, I would actually do something for you, but you would have to actually be by me in order for me to do that. I would do something for you so that she would be able to come to you. But whatever information that Marmar got, whatever information that Rude Boy got, you understand, he's going to pass it over to you so that you can do whatever that you can so you could at least get her name. Okay? Yeah.
And ain't no punk in her blood. I will say that. Ain't no punk in her blood. Rufus.
Yeah. She was actually more dangerous than than your grandfather. Okay? And obviously there was something there that was not of agreement because he just wanted to do what he wanted to do. And she was like, hell no, motherfucker. Excuse my language. I'm going to get your ass. And it was just cut short from there. So, yeah. Yeah, she's actually more dangerous. And her family was more dangerous. Her side is actually more dangerous than your grandfather's side. I just feel like such a standstill. Like,
yeah, I'm stuck. I'm stuck.
And this normally doesn't happen to me. Like when I'm doing a live, it's like, huh? Like,
I guess they really said, no, it's a read.
It's a read. And it was so weird when we started it. I know, Timor, I know, I feel the same way. He said, I feel so heavy. I feel the same way.
And that heart has gotten to its full over there in the corner in the candle.
Okay. Ogu is showing love. That's Ogu. Ogu is showing love. The warrior. He got his sword in his hand.
Yeah. Love you.
How should I go? Papa Ogu. Saint Jacques Major.
Although you tickled me with that rooster.
I know, right?
I'm
like, yeah, he gonna eat you today. That was yesterday. And he gonna eat your ass. There they go, my Ogus. There go my Ogus. Much respect.
Much respect. Always love. Always love.
My Ogus. But
But I will say this. All of y'all messages I will pass. I will pass.
That okay, but with that whole situation, does she know those people? That's the other thing.
Hold on, you cutting in and out.
With that whole, you see me now?
No, you're cutting in and out.
You see me now?
Yes.
Okay, with that whole situation, does she know these people? That's the whole thing. Because I'm sure a lot of these people are in Haiti. Yeah. But they know. The people that she can get the information from is not giving her the information. But she's going to get it regardless of the fact. She's going to get it regardless. But like we stated before, please, like, just be mindful to people doing free work for you, because you don't know what that person is asking of you, and you don't know what kind of deals they're making with the spirits to have to do the work for you. Or yeah, that's not a good idea for people to do free work for you. If you don't have the money at the time, let it be known, I don't have the money, because I'm not going to suffer the consequences, because I don't know what you're asking the spirits for when it comes to me. Excuse me. Because there have been situations where people would actually do the work for you for free, overcharge you for the work, and have the spirit work your ass to give them that money. Okay? No, Mommy, it's okay, sweetie. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. You know, this is a loving and caring community. You understand? So everybody's trying to help the best way that they can. So, you know, that blockage could just be unblocked. You understand? So it's okay. You know, everybody's only feeling, you know, the grief from the situation, and it's fine. And here it happened. But look how they work. Okay, Willow. And here it happened. Look how they work. Blessings. They will step right on in.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Aibobo.
Mm-hmm. But I will say this: be careful, even with getting readings, especially if you're going to 1,000 different people. Be careful with that because it's a lot of energy you're accepting. And this is how some people get that where they feel they're angry, they're upset, they're happy, they're laughing, and then all of a sudden they're crying because you went to different places. And that's how I used to call it schizophrenia or multiple personalities. When you're going through all of these emotions because you collected all that energy when you could have definitely just stuck with what the spirit said, especially if you know that it was confirmation to your spirit.
And sometimes you also have to think to yourself, why can't I pay for this work? It's because these people that you are going to is eating up your luck. They're grabbing onto your luck so that they can be prosperous. So this is why I made that video the other day as to be careful who works for you. Be careful. Because you could have money, you done paid the person, and you know how somebody, I'm going to give you guys a prime example. You know how somebody would eat up your luck? Is if you had money at one point and you did work with them, and then all of a sudden, everything just flatlined. That means that they took your luck.
True.
They took your luck. You let them touch you. You let them do certain ceremonies for you. You let them bathe you, or you let them put their hands in your work. Homie hopping on another level. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Truth.
Okay, so this is how you understand. Oh, child, Molly, she done that to so many people. Child, bye. This is how you know if you are not strong enough, or you don't have your spirits in line, or you do not pray and have faith in what walks with you and give them the power to do what they have to do for you, you'll fall flat in your face. And they do that to a lot of people that don't understand nor have the experience to actually keep their ancestors in line, to actually have the laws standing strong with them, to actually feed the laws and really do it with all your heart. You understand what I'm saying? Chill, boo. Chill, boo. What? Chill, boo boy always has me laughing. Oh, rude boy always has you laughing? I'm done. Yeah, but this is why
Chill, boo boy.
This is why I tell you, you have to know the signs when it comes to people, whether they are helping you and you're going to another level, or when it comes to people that you've done work with and then or done work for you and you don't see no kind of results, you don't see no kind of upgrade, and everything just flatlined down to the ground. That means they ate up your luck.
Truth. And that's how a lot of people deplete themselves, because you'll say yes to stuff, then realize what people are saying yes to. But you okayed it. And that's another way of stepping outside of your protection, stepping outside of the spirits.
And people can transmit their demons onto you.
Truth. And then you wonder why you dealing with that battle and they just told you they was going through that. And now you experience
when you have men playing around with you, men are not real serious about you because that person transmitted their energy onto you because they put their hands on you. You're going through, just like Mama said, just like Rude Boy said, you're going through the things that they were going through. Because they transmitted their energy onto you. That is why.
True.
That's why you have to be very careful. When certain people used to be like, Molly, when certain people used to, oh, I'm going to give you a better, not me. No. Not me. No way, Jose.
Yeah, I will hold you down.
And I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of the people that I prepare baths for that come to my Ogatua to get baths, and I tell them, listen, I'm just gonna make the bath for you. You're gonna go take the bath. They would tell me no. They want me to bathe them, and I'm like, wow, okay, because my hands are clean, my hands are blessed. I'm not here to harm people. That don't give me a thrill to hurt and harm people, because then in return I would want to be hurt and harmed. If I'm there to do that, you have a lot of retarded people that are out there that don't understand the level and the cosmos. They don't understand karma. They they don't know dharma. They don't know these things. They feel like, I'm just gonna be a fucked up person. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do to this individual, and I'm gonna be good. And then they want to start crying when they see their shit is falling apart. Do you remember what you did?
I don't blame them.
Huh?
I don't blame them. I would want blessed hands too. I would want prosperous hands too. I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. But it's true. You have to be careful who you let do certain stuff with, because I'm gonna tell you like this: certain trials I would not want. That's how come I have people that I go to get a reading from. I have people that I go to do work for me, to work on me. I don't let everybody. It's just like going to people's house and eating food. No. I'm from Jamaica. No, we don't know what your spirit's been through. You're not cooking up food.
You better know what to say.
You're not cooking up food. We don't know what you're fighting, what you're dealing with.
And what is your intent? And what is your intent? So you're not putting your hands on this food. You're not putting your hands on these flowers that's going on the ceremonial table. There's just certain people, they just have to stand to the side and sing. You're not touching anything.
Yeah, because the Bible tells you, know them that you labor among. Know who you're dealing with. And also, when you see a red flag, stop bypassing it. Like you just didn't see that. That's the Spirit's telling you. Stop bypassing
it. Some people some people doubt what they see. Like, did I just see that? And they just go right into the hole, like, boop, and fall right in the hole. And it's like, so you didn't see that sign? You didn't get that message? Right. They just fall right in the hole.
And then you come out, I should have followed my first mind. Damn. But if you knew you should have followed, why didn't you? I'd rather be wrong than to fuck myself with somebody's energy.
You better know what to say.
I'd rather be wrong. Because the truth of the matter is, you have to be careful. You have to be careful. You don't just sit down and say yes to everything. I mean no disrespect. There are spiritual sisters of mine that can tell you they have had people cook food, and I've actually said, I'm not eating that. I've actually walked in the room and they had company, and I said, what is this? What is this right here?
Yes, Miss Sue.
And I've actually said that about people, like, what is this? And who you let do this? Nope, I ain't eating that.
Me neither.
And we'll be dead serious. Can tell you, I have showed up at her house for food when someone else wanted to cook for me. And looked at her and said, you cooking? Yep, okay. She'd be like, but they invited you. I don't care what they thought. Cook. Because I don't let everybody cook for me. Let alone, you think you finna give me a, hell no. You finna fuck my life up. I just me being real. He ain't finna fuck my life up with not being prosperous. And another thing, don't let people tell you they're prosperous and you can't see it in their life.
That's right.
And you cannot see it. Stop taking people's word for it and start checking their spirit. You wonder why your spirit is broken. It ain't just money. You wonder why your spirit is broken and you're emotional and depressed and you wondering why. And then you over there talking about, I need to do a mental health check. I need a mental break because you forgot to check to see what energy that person was operating in.
That's right. Sometimes you could take people's crazy. They crazy and then you start feeling crazy. They stupid and you start feeling stupid.
But for real, you ever had somebody spiritually hug you? And I'll explain what I mean. I use this example. I'll never forget it. I was on the bus. Now, I don't mean to harm. The guy needed the bath, but he was so funky, his funk hugged me. I felt funky after I got off the bus. People's spirit will do you like that. That shit will stick to you if you don't take the necessary precautions and literally take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do spiritual hygiene as well as physical.
No, if you stink spiritually, you're gonna stink physically.
Yeah, it's gonna show up. Mm-hmm. Because when that dude, I ain't gonna lie, I got off that bus, I said I had to postpone the interview. I had to go home. Mm-hmm. Because it's like I couldn't shake it. I said, you feel funky? I asked the next person. They said, yeah, I feel nasty. I said, I'm making a U-turn and I'm going home. That's how come you have to be careful, because even spiritually, people will drag you into some shit and the battle ain't even yours.
That part.
But you in it now because you got pulled into it.
I don't know how that feels, because I'm like, hell to the law. That don't got nothing to do with me. And I always tell people, if that don't got nothing to do with me, that's your business. That don't got nothing to do with me.
Exactly.
I'm never in people's business. If it don't got nothing to do with me and mine, we are good. Because you will have people intimidated by you. You will have people that will try to say little slick garbage online, to try to, battle you. And people that try to battle you, they only battle you because they're intimidated by you. They're intimidated by who you are or the spirits that work with you. So they feel this kind of intimidation and they have to be seen. So that's why they will take a post that you've put up and, rebuttal things that you would say, and they would look stupid. They would look dumb and insecure. You understand? And those kind of people, I ignore them. I don't even give them a second look, because the time that I have to look at what you wrote, or for me to even give you that kind of attention, that's a hell no for me, because I'm too busy. When you are someone that is helping people truly, you don't have time to do those things. You understand?
True.
You don't have time to bash other people. Just like if you see a man that's bashing women, you're intimidated by women.
True.
There's some sort of mother issues that was there as to why you are bashing women the way that you are. Do you understand?
True.
You have other practitioners that will try to show you that they know more than you when they don't know a damn thing.
Truth.
Because you would read into their energy so quickly. Because me, I'm the type of person, once I see somebody, I will read into their energy so fast. And I'm like, oh, you're not worth watching. Oh, you're not worth doing this. Because you're not giving no real energy. You're not really teaching nothing but common sense. You're not teaching nothing. Nothing is coming from the spirit, from this individual. And there's a lot of them that are like that. If you have time to always be live, Shabubai, where do you have the time to work?
Exactly.
What work are you really doing? Are you really a professional practitioner? If you always have time to be judging other people and watching other people, you have too much time in your hands, boo-boo. Who are you helping? Are you a spiritual gossip line? Like, please let me know, because when it comes to that, spirits don't gossip.
Truth.
The only spirits that gossip are dark side spirits. I'm going to keep it real. That's the only spirits who gossip. You want to know something? Gede Nebo will come and tell you. He rats people out very easily. Exactly, Molly. Exactly, Alex. It's only darks who gossip about people, because if you are really helping people, where do you have the time to gossip? You have too much time in your hands, sweetie. And you will always find people that will be judgmental towards other spiritualists, like they're the head, not like the head, honcho when it comes to spirituality. Did you create this spirituality, bitch? You didn't create this.
Exactly.
If somebody needs help, guide them. Don't judge them. The only reason why you're judging them because you don't have the answer to give them to guide them.
True.
You don't have it. If somebody's sitting there critiquing everyone that is in the spiritual, community, honey, you have too much time in your hands. The only thing I do is I warn people about scammers that are out there that is just taking people money, and they don't see no upgrade. They don't see no fulfillment. They don't feel no relaxation. They don't see anything like a new apartment, new home, new car, food in there for a new job. If you don't see that, leave that person alone, because there's a lot of people that are just there to sit down and just judge. Like grandma of spirituality. Did you create this?
Exactly.
I've seen a lot of garbage that people have done, from ceremonies, from things that they would put up. I don't have nothing to say about it. You're not my spiritual correction. Because you ain't gonna make me look like no dummy. I'm gonna correct you, like, listen, you're gonna have to fix that, and you're gonna have to fix this, that, and the third. I'm not one of those spiritual mothers that's gonna sit in the back, start showing people what you done did, start laughing, or do a live to try to degrade you. That's not a real spiritual leader.
Call you.
Huh?
She will call you. She will call you. Yes. Who? You look up.
Oh, yes.
Morning.
Oh, yes. Real quick. Yes, I will. Mama knows.
Does not care about your feelings.
Yeah.
Good morning.
And things that my spiritual children don't think that I know, I will call them and say, listen, I'm feeling this, that, and the third, and this is what the spirit is telling me. So what's going on here?
I got one of them.
Sure did. But I always do it with respect. Because my spiritual children, they are grown. They're not toddlers. I don't reprimand them. I just speak with a language that is direct, unless Donto comes through, because Donto don't give a shit. She's going to tell you exactly how it is and scream on your ass when need be. And I would have to hold myself like, ooh, that wasn't me, that was Donto.
She gives 0.
You see, because Freda won't give you warnings. Donto will give you warnings. Freda, she will not. She would not. Okay? So trust me when I tell you, you have spiritual parents that are out there that really feel like, because you are their spiritual parent, because you are their spiritual child, that they can talk to you any which way that they feel like it. And that's a no-no. Do unto others as you want others to do unto you. Be respectful to people. I don't feel superior when it comes to my spiritual children. I'm a leader. I'm here to guide you. I don't have that superiority where I'm like, oh, you're beneath me. Oh, no. That's a no-no. I'm here to help and guide. That's what I'm here for. But be careful on who you choose to be your spiritual parent. Be careful.
True. Be real careful.
Be careful.
Robbie. But yeah, be careful. Be real careful. Made that mistake once. Made that mistake.
So did I. So did I, sweetie. Be careful on who you choose as your spiritual parent, because you have people out there, because they know so little, and they feel like they know the world. So little, and they feel like they know the world.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people that want to give, I've seen people on Instagram and on TikTok that want to give, classes about voodoo, that want to give classes about the history of Haiti, that want to give classes about the Magi of voodoo, but never been in Haiti for more than a month.
Huh? What?
Yeah. Don't even know how to speak the language.
You see the light?
I see it. The spirits
I don't know who
are hearing it. The spirits are like, hello. The spirits are like, hello, hallelujah. Hallelujah. The spirits are like,
yeah, they did do that.
Hallelujah. I've seen people that want to do, there you go. Because they know, child, they know I'm telling the truth. I've seen people that want to do, classes of that. How are you going to want to do a class? Why? Maybe the research that you've done.
Mm-hmm.
That everybody else is already putting up. That's nothing that's new.
True.
Talk to me if you are doing a class about voodoo. Talk to me about being in the shacks of Haiti, in the hills, in the mountains, when it's hot. Talk to me about how that feels. Talk to me about doing ceremonies by the water for Agui in Haiti. Talk to me about that.
Oh, wow.
Talk to me about the everyday people, the things that they're going through. Because while you're taking money for tickets and things like that, and you're getting paid to talk about these things, but you're not giving anything to Haiti. Talk.
See.
They sure are, sis. You see that, right? Mm-hmm. They sure are visiting him. Talk to me about that. So I feel like it's hilarious when I see a lot of people, wanting to do or and I see it a lot on Instagram. I see it a lot, mostly on Instagram. I see it a lot. Oh, this person is going to be doing this. That person is going to be doing that. This one. When you haven't even lived in Haiti for a whole month or even 6 months or a year to know what it really feels like to have that groundation, to be grounded with the ancestors, to feel the power of the ancestors, the ones that fought, to feel that energy, to smell the babaku in the heat. And excuse me, babaku is a rum that, we have in Haiti. To really smell the white rum that is no proof rum. When you
say that,
you understand? Tell me about that. Because these are what the real Mambos and Mungans are watching when we have these meetings. This is what we are watching. How would this person know anything about Haiti? You're not even from there.
Never stepped foot on the soil and lived or stayed.
Never experienced every day-to-day life. Never went up to the mountains where the real magie is being done.
Mm-hmm.
People are saying jab, baka, those things are not real. I've seen them. I've seen them late at night. I've heard them. For us, jab and baka is like, little monsters, the zobop. Zobop are like people that is not even from, listen, they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how mystical Haiti really is. All they can do is just read certain things, watch certain documents, and then go ahead and start doing, what happened? What, baby?
Your egg salad.
How do I make my egg salad? You're about to make egg salad at this time?
Eat it in the morning with a croissant.
Oh, okay, honey. Oh, you want to eat in the morning with a croissant? Okay, so just boil it, and I'll make it for you and put it in the fridge. Just boil the eggs. See, my babies always need me. I love my babies. Okay,
And now,
to say. Yeah, so listen.
and now, thank you. Mm-hmm.
You understand? So, yes it is, mommy. Yes, it is. Spaghetti sa. Yes, clout is a hell of a drug. You're not even lying. Tell her it's bedtime. Oh, she already walked away, but I'm gonna tell her, sis. I'm gonna tell your niece that. But it's like me saying, you know what, Mama? It's like me saying, you know what? I'm gonna talk about the Maroons because I know the Maroons are very highly respected people in Jamaica. They have their own area. Jamaica don't even own the land where the Maroons are. You understand? Because of my husband, I know so many things about Jamaica and the respectful things about Jamaica. But do you think I'm going to be standing there doing a whole, session about Jamaica?
Right.
Who am I? I'm not from Jamaica.
Right.
I don't know the day-to-day and everyday life of Jamaica.
Listen, that's how come I can relate to where you coming from, because a lot of people say a lot of stuff. There's so many bones in Jamaica till it's not funny. When I really want to find out who's from Jamaica,
same to
I ask you where the bones are.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mama.
I ask you where the bones are. And the reason why I ask you where the bones are, because I know where they're scattered. They're scattered all around. So if you can't tell me where the bones are, I know you're not from there. And I won't even say nothing to you. I'll let you have your 2 cents. But I also know if you say you're from the Caribbean, I'll also know how your magic looks. I'll also know how your relationship by the spirit looks. Because if you truly have a relationship, you don't have to lie to kick it. You don't have to play the games. Because, and I'll say this from the Orbia side, I'm going to put it to you like this. We know. We know. Because there's certain questions we can ask you. Listen, me, I'm ignorant. I'll ask you bone for bone. Just like the bones in your body, which bone do you work with? Give me the OB.
Let me tell you something about voodooism. Voodooism, people that really practice voodoo. May it be that they practice one guy is the more darker side. You understand? They will watch you. They won't talk. Haitians are a type of people, they won't talk. They will not talk. They will watch you. Do we sit down and have meetings? Yes, we do. And they will watch. They will watch. They won't say a damn thing. They won't try to correct you. They just watch.
Because what's the point of correcting you? Especially when you know what you know. What's the point of correcting you? Let
They will just
you keep
watch.
going, and when the spirits show up, you get your head busted.
Yeah. They will just watch because they're very lethal people. They will just watch you. They will sit there. You understand? And they'll watch. To see just how far you think that you can go.
Exactly.
That's how they do it.
How long can you keep that up?
Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what you really know. Let's see what it really is. So
Because it'll
it's
show.
mind-boggling to me because people watch a couple of things. They get they watch a couple of documents, they get a couple of information, you know what I'm saying? And then they want to get paid to give out information that you can watch a document to get.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That you can read a book to get.
Exactly. That you can use Google.
That you can, yeah, sometimes, that you can get Google to get. How?
But the info, the real info, comes from the source.
Exactly.
You have to sit down
Mm-hmm.
with someone and be willing to be the
And
right.
that's even if they want to tell you the truth.
Exactly.
Because most of the time they keep things very secretive.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, child. Boo bye. Boo bye.
Everything you said is whole truth. Whole truth. Whole
Boo
truth.
bye. I'm just like, hmm. That's like me talking about Ghana or all these other places that I've never even set foot on or possibly been there for 2 weeks, or a couple of years pass and I'm there for another 2 weeks. Please, please,
Exactly.
please be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. Because a lot of these people are not in the inside circle.
True.
What you want to ask about Veves, sweetie? Be careful, be careful, be careful.
That's why when it comes to voodoo, I take a seat. I do not stand. I do not
I'm
run.
with
I sit down.
you. When you have certain experience, when people are saying that they want to teach people the history of Haiti and the history of voodoo, who were you there? Were you there? Have you seen it with your own two eyes? You don't know the information that other people may give you is even, excuse me, legit information. You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. Whatever you serve, there's people that use flour. Whatever you have, that's what you use. There's people that use cornmeal. Yeah, like my. There's people that have used dirt. There's people that have used chalk to do it. But if you want to go in the element wise, you understand? If you want to go on an element, I swear I was going to write cornmeal, but it was told to write Mai. If you want to do a veve, you know what I'm saying, for any loire with coffee, such as, you know what I'm saying, Glen, such as Gede, such as don't, you could do those things. It's all on the energy that you're trying to pull. If you want to do kuzenzaka and you do a veve for kuzenzaka and stuff like that with cornmeal, you can do anything that you have accessible. That's what they use it for. There's people that do cornmeal. Excuse me. There's people that do flour when it comes to doing a veve. You understand what I'm saying? Back in those days, is whatever access that you have to using something, that's what they will use. And Also, the significance of coffee is to wake up, to bring alive. The significance of cornmeal is for food. The significance of flour is for purity. When it comes to the Vedas, a lot of people don't understand that those Vedas come from the constellation. It's those Vedas that give more power, if anything, because that is their true signs, because it comes from the constellation. Now, there's a lot of people that don't know those things, and they're going to take my knowledge and run with it like they normally do. But it's okay.
I will be writing this down after the live.
Mary St. Gerard for Vedas. You've done what? I've taken cemetery. Is this from a cemetery that your family owns? Alana, you would take dirt from cemetery that your family owns, that cemetery? I've taken cemetery dirt from St. Martin, Mary Magdalene, and St. Gerard. So that's why I see that. I see the Vedas drawn. I've seen the Vedas drawn together. So that's why I see that. I see the Veda drawn together. Okay. I'm trying to understand. Like one star connecting to another. Yes, sweetheart. That's why you see that, baby. That's why you see that, Maggie. Oh, so these aren't cemeteries that your ancestors for specifically. Guys, one thing when it comes to the cemetery, be very careful because certain spirits can follow you and they can make you go crazy and give you confusion and bad luck. Okay? Because the cemetery is an open place for spirits to dwell into realm. Okay? So I'm going to tell you one thing. Whenever you take something from the cemetery, you make sure that you pay for it. May it be dirt, rocks, whatever you take. Because you are paying Baal to cross that threshold with what is his. If you don't do that, what's going to happen to you is you're going to have spirits that will follow you, you know, malevolent spirits that should not be with you, that will bring you destruction in your life. So whenever you take dirt, you ask Baal before you touch the dirt. Okay? I
said preach.
It's not an offering. It's not called an offering. That's not called an offering. An offering is when you're giving something. That's an offering. You're paying for what you're taking. It's not an offering. You're paying for what you're taking. You're giving payment for what you are taking.
Let me say this. Y'all send her donations. Hers is at the bottom right there. Send her donations.
Send donations to you. To me, a cemetery is a sacred place. It certainly is. It's very sacred. Mm-hmm. It's very sacred. Mm-hmm. Because don't get me wrong, somebody gave me a gift for Gede Nibu, okay? And it was a gift of a cigarette holder, which was it's like in a form of a, I'm trying to see where it is. It was like in a form of a coffin, but it was like a cigarette holder to hold my cigarettes. And I said, this is so cute. So Gede Nibu told me to go to the cemetery and get dirt and fill it with dirt of the cemetery. Don't put cigarettes in it, just get dirt, fill it up with dirt from the cemetery. Before I even touched the ground, I know how to rap on the ground a certain way before I even put my hands in that dirt. You know why? Because this is not, if this was a cemetery that my family owns, where all my family members are staying, do you understand? Then I have all rights to take the dirt. Because this is where my family, my lineage, my blood, my bone of bone, my flesh of flesh, like they do have in Haiti. There's cemeteries in Haiti where my family lived with. They own the cemetery. Okay. So I would be able to take a rock from that cemetery to do work with. Okay. To talk to people, other people's ancestors, to light a candle on that rock that came from my ancestors' cemetery. Oh, no, I know how to work. Oh, trust me. I know how to work. So this is why when I'm in Haiti, I can take dirt because it's only my family members that are buried there. I can take the dirt. I don't have to pay for it because they're the ones my family owns the cemetery, that cemetery. But when it's other people that's there and your family don't own the cemetery, okay, you have to put money down. You have to know how to wrap a certain way on the ground before you even dig your hands to take anything. My family is buried there. Okay. Understood. Okay. Your family is buried there, but do they own that cemetery? Is it only your family members that are there? That's what I asked you. I'm only showing you how to do it the right way so that nothing will follow you. Because sometimes you can take something, don't pay for it, and then afterwards, something follows you that shouldn't be there with you. Because you gave it right to follow you. Marmar. The Catholic Church owns the cemeteries. This is what I'm saying. In the United States, I understand it's the Catholic Church that owns the cemeteries. But this is why I'm telling you the difference between if your family owns it, okay? And no, there's cemeteries where in the South where these people own it. It's theirs. Nobody can actually be buried unless they are a part of that family. They cannot be buried there. So there are people that actually own cemeteries in the United States. There are families that actually own cemeteries.
There's a few here in San Antonio that own that.
Just like when it comes to going to the beach, when you want to have a petition from Agwe, you can just take a couple of coins, pray on those coins, and then you throw it to Agwe. Just if you want to say thank you to Agwe Alasia, and you can have a couple of coins if you don't have it like that, and thank them or ask them a question with just like a couple of coins in your hands. You can just throw it in the water. Okay?
Y'all see them lights.
Yes, Cheryl. Yeah. There's family plots like where it's only the family that owns that cemetery. You don't have to pay for anything because you feel safe. These are your family members. You're taking the dirt and you're saying thank you to them. Okay? But when it comes to random cemeteries, you have to be very careful because you don't know who's going to follow you. Like a lot of people don't understand, when you cook for the Giddies, your best bet when you have to discard the food is to throw it in the cemetery. You just throw it in the cemetery, throw it right over. Okay? That's how you discard their food. That's how you discard their food properly. It's either you do that or you bury it in dirt. That's how you discard their food. I'm giving free knowledge.
I was hanging out celebrations, dropping a lot of wisdom.
No. They don't have to send Marmar the donations. Okay? Send Marmar the donations. And when you send him the donations, you will get blessed. And I will do more of this with him. If I don't hear there's any donations that was sent, I'm not doing it no more. I'm not doing it no more. But
like this, I'm honored.
yeah, send Marmar whatever you can. If it's $5, you know, $10, $15, $20, $50, send whatever you can. Okay. But you have to be very, very careful for something that you do not own and then you're just going to take. You have to give back because something will follow you. Something will make your situation upside down. Something will, you know, because there's a lot of malevolent spirits that you do not want to follow you back from the cemetery. And that is a very popular thing that they do. It's very popular that they do that. Okay. Okay, so Alana, if you're taking that from your family's plot, you know, your family cemetery, then you're fine. You don't have to pay for anything because it's your flesh, the flesh of your flesh and the bone of your bone that's in that cemetery. But when it comes to a cemetery where you just have family members that are laid to rest there, and there's other people there, trust me when I tell you, leave a couple of cents, okay? You leave a couple of cents. If you're going to take a rock, you take a rock. If you're going to take some dirt, you take some dirt. But you paid for what you took. You didn't just take whatever and then walked away with it. Because that can bring you a lot of problems.
Y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead. I'm sorry. I started nodding when they started blinking.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. To those that sent donations, I don't know who all sent, but thank you. I just saw one, but thank you.
How many people are watching?
6 now. I think it's more than that, but it says 6 on my end.
Okay.
Because Facebook petty.
Facebook is petty. My grandparents are in a Catholic cemetery. I'm sure there is at least 2,500 people that are possibly buried there, right, Miss Sue? This is why you have to be very, 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 very careful. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm only speaking by experience and what was taught to me to do. Okay. Okay, Miss Sue. Yes. I'm only speaking by experience. All right. So I'm not going to tell you something and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Okay. There was one time I did an event. The lights. There was one time.
I'm just saying.
There was one time I did an event. Okay. And I had to discard some food. I was such in a rush. And please, this is something that I learned as being a voodoo practitioner. I had to learn to take my time with certain things and don't always be in a rush. Okay. And it was me and my husband. We were in the car and we went to this big cemetery to go discard bowel food. Okay. We went through one block. There was a dog barking. And we like, okay, this is going to bring us too much attention. We cannot put the food over, you know what I'm saying, the gate. No, let's not, do it here. So he went around the cemetery. And mind you, the cemetery is huge. So he went around the cemetery and he said, okay, it's good right here. Let's open the doors and go and, just discard the food. Okay. When he stopped the car, we tried opening the doors. We couldn't open the doors. When I mean, I'm like grabbing the lock up, like, okay, there's something going on here. Like, why is the door not opening? And he was like, mine is not opening either. When I mean, we were pushing the doors to open. We could not get the doors open. My husband got so scared, he was like, okay, hell no. Then he just sped off. And mind you, that never happened to us before. Never. Okay? Never. Because the car doors were perfectly fine, the locks were perfectly fine. So when we went to a gas station that's near the cemetery, probably like 2 blocks away from the cemetery, and we opened the doors perfectly fine. I said, okay. I said, I saw somebody holding the door. Holding the doors. I saw them. I saw the spirits that were in the cemetery holding the doors, saying, no, you're not going to drop this over here.
Sorry, y'all. I had to let my eyes get big.
I'm only speaking from experience. Okay? Afterwards, I said, okay, you know what? Forgive me, Bowel. Forgive me. I didn't ask you where I should discard this food for you. I said, please show me where I can discard this food, where in the cemetery that I can drop it off at. We did it one more time. We said, okay, we're going to go back because we couldn't keep the food in our car. So we had to discard the food. So I said, okay. So I don't know how my husband was led, but he was just led to a certain area of the cemetery. We said, Papa, we said, Papa, is this the right place that we could discard the food? If I open the door, that is a sign that you are giving me that I can discard the food right over here. When I touched my hand on the handle of the door, it opened because I asked for permission. Because obviously he didn't want anything to happen to me. He wanted me to do it correctly. When I asked for the permission and I opened the handle and I pulled it, that means you asked me now. It's okay. So we got out the car and briefly went to the gate and disposed the food that was for him. You have to ask permission. We was doing everything so fast. And this is the whole thing that I'm trying to teach you guys when being a real voodooism. You have to respect the spirit because the spirit is real. They hear you. They watch you. You feel them. They're around. They won't let you do what's wrong. They'll teach you and they'll show you what to do that is right. And this is why I say that I can only speak off of experience. I cannot speak off of anybody else's experience but my own. Right. So I had to ask for permission in order to dispose of it. Because I thought I was so cute that we were just going to go dispose of it and gone. No. I had to ask for permission, even though it was his food. You have to respect these spirits. You have to respect them. You have to ask for permission. Don't walk by them and think that this is not real when it's real. A lot of the times, the phrase that I always say to everybody, my specific phrase is that you cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. Or I'll say, you can't make this shit up. You can't make it up. Because when you truly have Guinan spirits that walk with you, they will communicate with you clearly.
Yes, Lord. Oh my God.
They will.
Oh my God.
They will communicate.
Yes.
Yes, take the glasses off. It sounds like a Spanish word, tenemundo. What are you talking about? Like, What are you talking about?
Molly, thank you for the stars. I did want to know how they work. Thank you, and whoever
What's
else said
Mando?
thank you.
Mando? Who's Mando? Are you thinking about that song that, this lady made? Alejandro? I don't know who's Mando.
I just heard the word. Oh, she said she just heard the word.
Mando? Mm-hmm.
You said no clue.
It sounds like a Spanish word like Telemundo. Child, I don't know. Probably you thinking about Lady Gaga's song, Alejandro. I don't know, sweetie. Oh
I
wow,
know
they just
which
playing
one
those
the
nights, huh?
was.
On and off.
They have the ball.
On and off.
But I'm gonna tell y'all what's funny. The lights never blink over here, but they're blinking in the camera.
Oh wow. Oh, that's spirit moving around. Yeah, that's spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That's spirit passing by. There you go.
Okay. That's because you said something.
Yeah, that's spirit passing by like salute. We salute you. That's spirit passing by. But
Aibo
Aibo Bo. I don't know if you guys have any questions. If you guys have any questions, thank you for sending Marmar the donations. You understand the stars, okay? And when you give with an open heart. You understand? Because when you give, that's when you shall receive. Okay, that's when you will be blessed when you bless someone else. All right, and if no one has no questions whatsoever, okay, I will bid you guys a good night.
So will I. I told y'all I'm just chilling tonight. I'm following.
Anywho, thanks, ladies and spiritual community. Anywho, Molly, you mad because nobody know what Mongo is? Mandu? So much love to you both. Oh, thank you. Good night, everyone. Good night, Shirley. Good night, Alex. Good night, Miss Sue. Good night, Molly. Good night, Alana. Okay, thank you all for watching us. I really appreciate you guys. I haven't seen Willow in a little bit, but good night, Wills. She probably went to sleep. Okay, I wish you guys full love, abundance, prosperity, clarity, light, understanding, patience, okay, within your spiritual journeys, and complete upgrade to you guys. Molly, you thought I was real serious? Molly said, I'm not mad, I swear. I wish you guys a wonderful, wonderful sleep.
And thank y'all I thank y'all as well, because you could have been doing anything else and you chose to be
With
here. And thank you for the donations as well.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for being with us. Or as I like to say, come to hang out with us.
Mm-hmm. Love you guys. Love you, Mama. Thank you for doing this live with me, sweetie.
Anytime. But please know you lead, I follow. Whenever you come, you got the house. You got the floor.
Oh my gosh. Good night, guys. Love you guys.
Love y'all. Peace and blessings. I love you. Good night, y'all. I love y'all. Peace and blessings.